Okay, so I've told you guys before that I work retail in a mall. My husband also works retail in a mall. My husband is a lot healthier than I am. He works out daily. He eats a little bit more health consciously. I try my best. It wasn't something that I grew up with, so sometimes that's hard for me. But today I'm going to go ahead and give that a try. After being inspired by one of my best friends, because she's starting her meal prep, I figured, let me start something like that as well. So I am going to be prepping some lunches for myself and my husband. When I went on YouTube and seen a couple of meal prep videos, they didn't really look that tasty. In all honesty, there was like very little seasoning, and I get that's kind of the point because you want to keep the sodium low and all that stuff. But my husband and I don't like, nasty ass food or food that doesn't taste like anything. So I'm going to meal prep Jose style. And I guess if you would have any recommendations, feel free to leave them in the comment box. But just know that I am learning. I'm trying to do better. And I figured it'd be funny. So let's go ahead and document this. So I'm starting off with my chicken. So I went to Wegmans and I bought a family size thing of chicken thighs. So this was like a considerable amount of meat. So this is gonna last us through, I guess, the whole week, I would say, or maybe even a half week since there's two of us. I'm not sure. Remember, this is my first go round, but it's chicken thigh meat. I would go with the breast, but my husband hates chicken breast because he feels like sometimes it's a little drying. So because this is primarily for him, I'm going to go ahead and try the thigh meat out. And I'm assuming, or I know the thighs are usually a little bit more juicier when it comes to cooking them. And it was a hell of a lot more affordable. The box, the pack for the thigh meat was like $6 versus the breast was like $12. So it was about half the price. And pretty much what I did was I unpacked it and I trimmed it by myself with my shears. I trimmed most of the fat off. I left just a little bit on. I kind of just, took all the love handles off the pieces and all the double necks off the pieces and double chins. And I pretty much took all the ugly pieces off and then I diced it into smaller pieces. So I have it now in a bowl and I'm going to go ahead and season it. Okay, so I'm going to season my meat just, Spanish style. I'm going to put some adobo in there. I'm going to put some of my sofrito, which is a fresh seasoning. Now, sofrito, for you those who don't know it, is pretty much cilantro. It has red peppers, green peppers, garlic, onion, and a little bit of oil, not too much. So this is all a nice, it's just seasoning. It's not going to be anything that's going to be bad for you. And I'm going to use some pepper. And then I'm going to put a little bit of sazon in here. That's probably where it's going to go bad, but I'm sorry. Don't judge me. If it makes you feel better, I'm only doing one packet per the whole big ass, family pack of chicken. Usually I would do something like 2 or 3. Not 2. And I actually didn't do the whole packet. There's still some in there. So I'm going to go ahead and shake that up with my hands. Yes, I will wash them. Oh, by the way, this chicken, after I pretty much took all the excess stuff off and I cut it up, I did wash this chicken. For you germophobes, I put a little Clorox in it and a little bit of, Lysol. No, I'm just kidding. It was a little bit of white vinegar. And I made sure that I rinsed it off really nicely. This smells amazing already. So you can tell it kind of just changed in color. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay. So we're about to put the chicken in the actual, I'm going to cook it in a wok. Okay, so I've had my wok over here warming up. I put a little bit of olive oil in the wok. So I'm going to now put the chicken into the wok. And again, I used a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. My favorite from Trader Joe's. This shit is like the best. It's not expensive. It's like $8. It's a really nice quality olive oil. It even comes with a nice little dispenser. I don't know if you notice in my videos, but I'm always going to have it on my counter because I use it often. I've had other olive oils, like the expensive ass ones from Williams-Sonoma. And honestly, this is pretty good. And if you don't like this one, another really good trick is, or recommendation, if you go to Home Goods or Marshall's, they have a lot of times some really good olive oils and really a lot of just seasoning stuff. I think Home Goods and Marshall's is a little underrated when it comes to food items. You can find some really nice dips, seasonings, oils in the food aisle for a really good price. But I'm fine on my Trader Joe's olive oil. So I'm just gonna move that around a little bit. And I'm gonna let it cook. And I'm gonna cover it. I'm pissed off because I can't fucking find my lid for this wok. So I have to use that. But I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, so here are my vegetables. I got a bag of diced sweet potatoes. 2 bags of that. A bag of corn. A bag of broccoli. Sliced white mushrooms. And I got a bag of peppers. So now I know you're probably like, why are his vegetables in bags? Again, this is meal prepping Jose's way. Who the fuck has time to peel all these vegetables and to cook them appropriately? I don't have that kind of time. This is my day off. I went to Wegmans, I bought all this shit. I want to get home, I want to cook it, and I want to be done with it. So, this is fine. I mean, I looked at the ingredients. It's just, so like, look, the ingredients here. The ingredient is sweet potatoes, and it's distributed by Wegmans Food Markets in Rochester, New York. My best friend is from Rochester. They're nice over there. Like, this is a great item. So, yeah, fuck that. Who the fuck has time for all those vegetables? Just get bagged vegetables if it's from a reputable place, and there's not extra additives in it, and you cook it like that. So pretty much with these vegetables, I'm going to make like a vegetable medley. I'm hoping that that's going to be just enough with the chicken. If not, I'm going to have to put a little bit of the rice in, but I am using brown rice, but that's for later. So I'm going to boil the sweet potatoes. And then I'm going to do that now. And the corn, which I know has like no nutritional value, but my husband asked for it. I mean, give the man some fucking corn. And the broccoli and the mushrooms will go into the pot in a minute. So I'm just going to go ahead and boil the sweet potato. And look, I'm looking at this bag here, and it says on here, just picked. We don't always think of frozen as being fresh. In many ways, you can't get much fresher. Wegmans frozen vegetables are frozen within hours of being picked. That's why we call them just picked. We're sure your family will enjoy them. Our good, feel-good yellow banner is your shortcut to great tasting products with no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. We only offer products we love, and we hope you'll love them too. If not, we'll give you your money back. The Wegmans family. This is a great place to fucking shop. Wegmans is nice. Sometimes I find myself like parking in ShopRite, and I'm like, do I really want to go in the ShopRite? Like all the other regular bitches? No, let me go to Wegmans. In my case, it's only across the street, so it's not like I'm doing much. But I like shopping at Wegmans. And, sometimes the shit on there goes on sale. Sometimes it's not. But if you really look at the sale prices, it's like comparing gas. Bitch, it's like 11 cents different. I'm not going to drive around for 11 cents. I'm wasting more of that in my gas and my time. My time is precious. So I wholeheartedly trust Wegmans. I love them. I feel better in there. It's more of a nice, relaxing atmosphere. And besides Trader Joe's, that's my go-to place. Okay, so my chicken is pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the pan. As I take it out, I'm squeezing the juices. Not too much, but you don't want a bunch of juice in the chicken. Because, surprise, surprise, I'm using the actual juice to cook the vegetables. Again, I don't like, no regular ass tasting food, so And this chicken is good. The sofrito made it really, really, really good. So you're just going to go ahead, take it out, squeeze it just a little bit. Not too much. Don't suck it dry, you know, but squeeze it a little bit. And again, if this video is all over the place, I apologize. But remember, this is my first time. Just judging by the amount of chicken in here, this is only going to probably last me 3 or 4 days, maybe 3. So depending on how the 3 days go, I'm going to give my husband the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to go ahead and say that the food will not be here after 3 days, and he will actually take it to work. But I can't guarantee you that. I know I will take it, but I'm not sure if he will take it. And he'll tell me, oh, well, I forgot it was there. And that's not going to fly. Because, look, I took the time out and I meal prepped for him. So he needs to take it seriously and take the shit to work. I've never cooked chicken thighs like this before. So it's a little funny looking. It reminds me of, you know how people joke and say that the Chinese restaurants, they use cat, allegedly? I guess because it looks like this, they think it's cat. I assure you it's not cat, it's actually chicken. But for someone who usually cooks with chicken breasts, this does look a little different than what I'm used to. And I'm okay with it. I know it's gonna taste fabulous. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in my vegetables. Okay, so now that I've chopped up all my, I chopped up a green pepper, a yellow pepper, a red pepper, and I put all of my vegetables from the bag in. So the bag of the broccoli, the bag of the corn, the mushrooms, and I washed them all. Wash your vegetables, because my grandmother was here last week, and she was telling me that, you know, these people who work the farms and shit are not happy, you know, with the whole political things going on right now with, you know, your president, not mine. So, yeah, apparently they're not happy, allegedly. And she says that they're doing all kinds of crazy shit to the produce. And, yeah, so wash your vegetables. And this is all allegedly. I know these people in the farms are really nice, but I know they could probably be very angry. So wash your shit. And I mean, you really want to wash your shit anyway, because the shit's been in dirt. So just wash it, okay? So my wok is still over the fire. It still has all the juice left over from the chicken that I cooked in it. I'm going to put just one more spoon of my grandmother's sofrito in there to give it some added taste. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this bowl of vegetables into the wok. Look how pretty that is. That I just feel so healthy. I feel like this is going to make me lose a lot of weight. Put that in there. It's a lot of vegetables compared to the meat. So I'm probably going to have to freeze some of this. And just cover it, I guess. My water is actually at a boil in the other pot. So I'm going to go ahead and put my sweet potatoes in there. Yeah, let me wash these bitches too. Hold on one second. So look at my nice vegetables. They're still cooking, but at this point they're almost done. They've kind of, I guess you would call it reduced in size. So they're more manageable, and they're pretty much just steaming in the broth that I made or that came from the chicken. So I guess it's like a natural chicken broth with my seasonings. And I had a little taste of them. They're actually really, 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 really good. So, I mean, they're not bad. They are seasoned though. And they're really, really, really good. Okay, so over here, you know that I have my sweet potatoes. I'm gonna feel one just to see how cooked it is. and they're very cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting these in. They're almost a little too cooked, but that's okay. You don't want them to be a little bit, you don't want them to be too cooked because we're not gonna mash these. We're gonna leave them in whole pieces. So I'm gonna slowly put them into my vegetable to give them a little bit of the feel, the seasoning as well. This shit is sticking. You gotta have your nice tools. If you take cooking very seriously, if you don't have some dope ass tools, you're not gonna be the dope chef that you were meant to be. So now that those are in there, just move them a little bit. Again, I kind of overcooked them, so I'm gonna try not to move them a lot because I don't want them to break. If they break, it's not a big deal. It's still gonna be great. You're not gonna fuck it up. But look how pretty that is. So now that I've actually sat there and thought about, you know, this meal, this is a lot of vegetable. So it's gonna be great on its own. So there will be a dish with just chicken and there's gonna be a dish with chicken and brown rice. Or maybe I should just do chicken, brown rice, and this. I don't know. Let me think about that. I'm not fully decided on that. It's really good. This is actually the first time I made some vegetables like this that I really like, and that I didn't put a stick of butter in them. This has no butter. This has just what I seasoned the chicken with, or what I cooked the chicken with. It was a little bit of olive oil. It was the chicken. It was adobo. It was a packet of sazon. It was black pepper, and it was a little bit of sofrito. So there's no butter in this. Nothing, you know, fat as hell, and it tastes really, really, really good. And I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the rice now. I'm gonna put a lid on this, and I'm gonna take it off the fire, and the vegetable portion is done. Okay, so now we're gonna make the rice. In my little ghetto bodega, I don't know what this is, aluminum or stainless steel, whatever the hell it is. It's like a more Spanish pot for rice. I'm gonna go ahead and make the rice. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil, not too much. Just like that, just to coat the pan. I'm trying to be healthy. I'm gonna let go and let God. Yeah, and I'm gonna make brown rice. So in this little pan, I'd say it's a ghetto pan. It was like 12 bucks, maybe 15. That's what it looks like. I love making rice in these because the rice comes out better. I grew up making rice. Well, my mom made rice in pots like this. I've since grown up and now I have pots, you know, like this, that are all clad and that are really nice, but nothing beats cooking rice in something like this. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make our rice. I'm gonna start off with a spoonful of the Good Faithful sofrito. Holy shit. Now that I've killed myself and made a mess in my kitchen, I'm gonna go ahead and put the beans in. Yes, I'm doing beans in the brown rice because, like I said, I'm trying. My husband is okay with it. I'm using a can of small white beans from Goya, and look, they have low sodium. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the beans cook in the sofrito. I've also chopped up a small yellow onion, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. And again, move that around. Okay, so now that the beans and the onion is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and put my rice in. I just washed 3 cups of Uncle Ben's brown rice. I've never cooked Uncle Ben's brown rice before, so I'm gonna just pray that it's okay. And that's 3 cups. Like I said, I usually cook white rice, but I'm trying to be a better person. And 4 cups of water. Now that I think of it, I haven't cooked this much rice in this pot. And that might present a problem, but I guess we'll see. So at this point, once I put the water in and the rice, I like to stir it all up. Notice I'm not going to add any tomato paste to it. I'm not going to put an added packet of sazon into it because with the sofrito, and actually I'm going to put a little bit of salt. This should be just fine. So we'll leave it just like that. It's about a medium heat. It's on medium right now, and then I'll leave it there until it comes to a boil. Okay, now back to the chicken. The rice is almost finished pretty much, and I'm going to finish the chicken. Now, because I told you my husband does not like to eat the same thing twice, I'm gonna have to change it up just a little bit to give him a variety. I've only put maybe like a tablespoon of olive oil in the wok just to moisten it, and I'm going to put some of the chicken in here. I'm gonna do 2 different kinds, so I guess let's just do half and half. So remember, the chicken is already cooked. I made it early in the video. And we're gonna do about half and half. That's about half in the wok. I got my both burners on because this is a big ass wok. I actually love this wok. I'll be honest, it was an investment, but I think, oh shit, it's sticking. So hurry up and put your sauce in. This is a sesame garlic sauce from Wegmans. This shit is organic. I like it. It's pretty healthy. So I'm gonna put it in the chicken like that. I honestly feel like I need more chicken. I think I'm only gonna be able to make 2 days for the both of us worth of meal prep from this. I think I need more chicken. I'll make that in a minute. But back to the sauce. When I decided that I was gonna meal prep, I did want to be very health conscious and very ingredient conscious because I know that is one of the points of the meal prep. For me at least, and for my husband, it was to get us on a healthier track as far as our lunches go. Because we both work in retail and we both work in a retail setting, we don't have the best food options always at hand. And of course, the better the options are, the more expensive it is. So it's also going to help save us some money. So I got this sauce from Wegmans, and I really like it. I actually used it. I made some really good barbecue wings one night. And I use this sauce as a base, and I like it a lot. It's called sesame garlic, organic sesame garlic sauce. And when I looked at the ingredients, it has about 35 calories per serving size. The serving size is 2 tablespoons. When I look at the ingredients, the number 1 ingredient, filtered water, organic sugar, organic tamari sauce, which is water, organic soybeans, and salt. Organic tomato paste, organic white vinegar, organic ginger puree, organic garlic, organic sesame oil, organic sesame seeds, organic cornstarch, organic orange juice concentrate, salt, black pepper, and xanthan gum. Now, I'm assuming that's not organic. I know it's probably like a gum to make it, you know, become like a sauce. And that's fine. Listen, this is not a bunch of shit going into this chicken. It's just, you know, to give it some kind of taste and give it some kind of sauce and give it some kind of variation. Okay? Like I said, give me a break. This is my first one. I'll get better. If this is not already good, you know, who says that this is not good? At least it's a step in the right direction. So now that the sauce is in there, I'm gonna move it back and forth, you know, like a real Asian would when they're cooking with their nice wok. And yeah, again, I love this wok. It is a bit of an investment, but I think if you are very serious about your cooking, you should have a good wok. And that's not the one from IKEA that's on sale for 20 bucks because your handle's gonna fall off. Trust me, I've done it. And it gets the non-stick coating gets scraped. And about the non-stick coating, I recently switched over from all non-stick to stainless steel. I hear it's much better, and it is more of an investment. So I'm all for an investment piece. This wok is all clad copper core. So, like I said, it's an investment, but I like to invest in my kitchen, and you know this. Okay, so I'm gonna make my second batch of chicken, or my next batch, because I'm gonna go in there and make more chicken, because I don't feel this is enough. And I was gonna use a General Tso's sauce, but I just tasted it, and while I think it's delicious, my husband does not like spicy foods, so he will not be a fan of this. And it is a little spicier than I thought. So I'm gonna use a little bit more of this sesame garlic. A little. And I'm gonna use a little of the Sweet Baby Ray's classic barbecue sauce. Now, I know this is not healthy. The first ingredient in this bitch is high fructose corn syrup. But I'm only gonna use a little bit. And again, this is my first time, so it's not gonna be in a lot of barbecue sauce. It's just gonna give it a kick because the chicken needs to have some kind of sauce to it. And it is gonna give it somewhat of a different smoke flavor than it with just the sesame garlic. And while I'm at it, I'll sprinkle just a little bit of mild curry powder over it. A little. Just to give it a different kick. Because again, we need options. Okay, so now that we've been cooking our lives away, all of our meal prep items are done. Here are the vegetables with the sweet potatoes. Here's the rice. I'm gonna be honest, this brown rice is something new for me. I definitely need to figure out how I can add more flavor in it without, you know, making it unhealthy or making it what it's not supposed to be. It's okay. It's not like a white rice, but I feel like I wish I wouldn't have put the beans in it, but it is what it is. They're in there. It's not definitely terrible. You can put a little bit of salt on it if you need more. Now remember, I like a lot of salt, so it may be good for the regular person, but it's not my best rice. I will say that. But again, I'm trying to be healthier and I'm trying to do different things. So like again, I'll do my due diligence and try to figure out how I can spice it up. Until then, it will work. And then I have my 2 chicken dishes here. Now I just gotta find some fucking bowls to put all this shit in. Okay, bowl number 1. We're gonna take some rice. We're gonna take some vegetables. So half rice, half vegetables. And we're gonna take some chicken. Pretty much with the portions that I made, I'm only gonna be able to make, I feel like that's a lot of rice, but I feel like I'm only gonna be able to make 2 preps of each meat. I don't know, you tell me, is this enough or is this too much? That's bowl number 1. And here's the final product. So I was able to make 4 meals out of this. So 2 for me, 2 for my husband, for our lunches. I'm happy with them. I definitely made a lot more vegetables than I needed, so I'm gonna go ahead and freeze those because they are amazing. But I'm proud of them. I think it's a step in the right direction. The chicken tastes amazing. The rice is good. You know, I had my reservations, but the rice is okay. And the vegetables are amazing. So enjoy. And that's meal prepping.